Unbelievable.
The Out There channel.
Finally.
Please sub and share.
Don't know what's been going on though. Strange.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Action.
Okay. Worn out already. Unbelievable. Is it even working? Is it working? Can't see my alien talking. What's going on? It's like I've got an infection. How? I don't know. Let's just restart again. 1, 2. It's like the CPU is being used up. Unbelievable the problems I have. And it always happens when I just reboot and going live every time. No alien talking. It is on my screen. 1, 2, 3. What the hell? Hello? Hello? It's not talking, is it? How's that even possible? What's going wrong here? Everything looks right. It's almost like the video drivers got updated somehow. I don't know. It's not working. I've got stuff opening up on the screen and it's not showing up here. Obviously the audio is working. Did you get the intro? Did the intro work? Really strange. 1, 2, 3. It's playing on the screen, but it's not capturing it. Looks like I've been sabotaged again. Everything looks like it's working. Let me just restart minicam. Yeah, you're going to lose connection. Hello, hello. I can see it moving now. Are we back? Looks like it's updating now. I tell you, I've never had this strange problem before. Is it all looking alright to you guys? Are we back? Are we back? Welcome back. Is it working now? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, we'll just have to try it. Maybe I have to reboot and reload it all up, which I can do. And it will just pause on Google. But we'll just try it now and see how we go. Everything looking alright there though, sounding alright. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I don't know what to do when the whole thing's mucked up like this. It's like it's been a whole week of attacks on me basically. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute, but yeah, I'll just post like the side comments. Yeah, first of all, the Bluetooth mouse wouldn't work on the channel that I had it set to. So I tried channel 2 because it allows you to connect to 3 different devices. And was the third one I tried, it suddenly popped up, said it could see it. So I thought, oh well, we'll just stick with the third one. But that means something's grabbed the first channel, but it's not actually listed. It's got to be a Windows bug. It's got to be another Windows 10 update that's happened or something. Crazy stuff, isn't it? I don't know why we have so many problems like this though. It's like people are trying to silence me, or something's trying to silence me from doing shows. Yeah, so I got the mouse working and I got all the software up and running. Did it play the intro? Because it goes through a different process. I guess it did. I could hear it playing in my headset. Let's see, is it working now? Good, yeah, here. Cool. I'm not sure how many people is going to join us anyway. Like we're an hour late already. Where's the mouse not going properly? Yeah, so yeah, what happened after that? It wouldn't allow me to click on the laptop screen. Nothing was clickable, and then suddenly it all updated. Went crazy. It's like the CPU had been maxed out doing something. It's almost like a rootkit was installing or something, you know. I've got a full backup just in case, so. I can't see anything crazy happening. It looks all pretty calm now. Let's have a look over there. Yeah, it looks alright. So yeah, let's see if it opens up. Now I just want to recap what we did last time, and because I was accused of mocking people and talking down to people or not listening and stubborn and on the geese video business. Yeah, there was a bit of a debate on Discord and also on Twitter that happened this week. 2 sky watchers. It was pretty intense debates going on. But yeah, I was just asked for my opinion, and I did my analysis on it, and I gave you my opinion. But because 2 sky watchers didn't agree with me, and they started attacking me in public about it all, saying that I was treating them like idiots and mocking them and all this sort of business, which is untrue. They're quite able to counteract my arguments by actually showing me some proof where I've gone wrong. So you probably know who I'm talking about. I do have a wee bit of a play with words and teasing a wee bit. Gabba was going on about a prison planet, and he thought I was mocking him over. I was just having a wee bit of a joke about it all, and also moon buildings and all that sort of business. I don't know why UFO people get so emotional about these things. Me, it's just like business as usual. Give my opinion. If you don't agree, then you don't have to stay around. But it's honest what I'm saying, and I try and look up and prove my facts. But I had an article update here, and I'm not sure where it's disappeared to. It's funny how things get lost. So I've got a few tabs here, as you can see. Quite in-depth stuff I was going to talk about, but I sort of had my energy levels sapped already. Talking about space-time, Big Bang, plasma, James Watt, Webb, I mean. Where's... There's some other goodies here. But I just can't see. The thing I had bookmarked. Oh no, I got the GUFON disease. Oh right, here we go. It's in the wrong order. So talking about geese again, just recapping it. What's going on there? I don't know. Something strange going on. Trying to move it to the front. Let's see if we can do it. I got too many tabs here. Probably found a bug. Oh, that wasn't it. Where's it disappeared to? Oh no, I lost it. That one, was it? Yeah. Oh well, maybe we can just have it on, carry on from there, I suppose. So people are saying that you can hear geese from miles away. So I did some extra research here. How far can a goose really hear? So if a goose can hear with their honking sounds from 800 yards away with a high wind, we saw a gobbler on a power line, whatever that is. I knew he was a good 800 yards away with a high wind that morning. I was checking him out. I can say that I've pulled birds from a quarter mile in the past. I checked landmark references on Google, compare location. They would turn on a dime. So they when they go hunting, they use those fake honking sound whistles to try and attract the goose. So looking at all the hunters' comments here, 600 yards, so it looks like we've got 800 yards, 400 yards. So I think you probably have to take the average, right? I heard geese about 2 minutes before ever seeing them. Tells you how far their calls can carry on a calm day. See more. So we're trying to estimate in that video, if you couldn't hear as geese, how far away would they be? And looks like most of them are saying at least half a mile on a calm day. So if it's a calm night We must be looking at 500 meters to 700 meters on taking the average of what people are saying here. So on windy days, that's going to be a lot shorter distance, right? So if you look at that video with the dots compared to the stars, it kind of makes sense that they're quite a fair distance away, right? You would easily say that they were at least 500 meters away. And if they're 500, 700 meters away, then you shouldn't hear them, especially when they're above you, right? So we got distance away, but we also got altitude to take into account as well. So you probably have to use Pythagoras theorem for that. Distance away, height, and then you get the other length of the triangle, right? So anyone know their mathematics? But you can just simply draw it here, right? If the computer doesn't slow down too much. What can we use for a goose? That kind of looks like a goose. There we go. So if you're filming a goose, duck, or whatever, and you're filming it from there, but then you got the height and the distance. So if you know the height of them, which we don't, and we don't know the distance of them, but we can only estimate, we can't work out how far away it is. But it would have been good to have other eyewitness accounts that saw the same thing. Maybe someone that was closer to back up the claim that it wasn't geese. So if they had heard geese fly overhead, right? Sort of debunks it. But to me, it looked like pixel movement going up and down, like there was some grey changes. You'd have to look at that previous video, right? Which would suggest that it wasn't a solid dot moving through the sky like a balloon, but it had some movement in it, like wings, because they would flap every I don't know, about every second. Depends on the wind and if they got a tailwind or not. But to me, it looked like that. But yeah, so if they're like a mile away and 500 meters up, and they're honking, then that would be the distance there, which would be out of range of them making sound, right? But the person that filmed it reckons I was insulting him by suggesting he doesn't know when he's filming geese. But you know, you're talking about really faint dots way out in the distance, right? And if you don't normally see geese in your area, maybe that's the first time you've actually captured it on camera, so you're not actually used to it. Maybe it's just like a rare event to actually see them in your area, because at the moment there's meant to be abnormal weather patterns and snow on the ground still, when it should be now moving into summer over there. So yeah, it's nothing about insulting people, it's just that people get mistaken. Jasper, the intro woke you up. I thought it should, whereabouts are you? Germany. I thought it would be like afternoon over there by now. Blue Chicken, he's probably a couple of hours behind me. It's 11 PM here, so you guys should be right. just a breakdown in communications. This is why I don't like doing sky watches, because they're always emotional, right? And if you debunk their video, they get all upset. Now, that happened to GUFON. You remember Gutta Gorka? He asked him to look at a video, and GUFON said it was balloons, which he was correct. It was definitely a bunch of balloons. And they sort of had a big fight over it. And he gave the video to Area 503, who said it was a humanoid when it clearly wasn't. He said it kind of looks like balloons, but yeah, here's an arm, here's a thing, a round circle on its hand. Yeah, that's what I call shilling and trying to still be friends with someone, rather than telling them the truth that it's a bunch of balloons and get over it. But yeah, so yeah, it was like a live debunk anyway. It's not like I was doing it offline and run it through all my hardcore tools that I use. But yeah, so it turns out that geese do honk all the time, even flying at night time. I misread what it said, I think. And but we're talking about a small grouping of 3 and 7, I think it was in the video. It was a bit hard to count them. Could even been 4 there, but it looked like 3 only, or 3 that were illuminated enough. And they do honk to each other in family groups, so they know where everybody is, obviously, because it's night time. But if they're a small group and you're seeing it quickly on the video, they're not going to be honking every second that they're flapping their wings. They're going to honk every so often. And we saw that video over Middle East somewhere, was it? Oh no, it wasn't Middle East. Eastern location. Can't remember where it was now. But you could hear a couple of honks occasionally in that video, and there was like hundreds in the sky passing over the top of the head. And you could only hear a couple of honks at the start of the video, at the end of the video, and it was a much longer video, like 2 minutes, right? So 3 birds honking sounds, probably unlikely, and you see it pass, looks like it's passing quickly overhead, which I would say probably was around about 1,000 feet, probably. Between 700 and 1,000 feet, that's what it looked like. But yeah, it's really up to the person that filmed that video to try and film some actual geese, because they are there, because I found a hunting video from 4 days ago where they were shooting them. So even though it's an odd winter there, there's no reason why they wouldn't still come, expecting it to be summer. So they probably would have got a bit of a shock to find snow on the ground and some of the lake frozen still, probably. But yeah, maybe they come to their regular spot, found it snowed over, so they decided to fly off back in the other direction to find somewhere to sit it out. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows how a goose thinks? But all you have to do is go to a place where you know whether it's hunting and get the right distance away, and see if you can get some that are flying at night time with the same size, and try and record any sounds, and then you can prove me wrong. Alright, that's all that has to happen. So the ball's in their court as far as I'm concerned, because I didn't think it was a low information zone, that video, right? Dots in the sky that you can't do much with. Yeah, we get them flying about here. There's about 6 couples. Yeah, but he's got to do it on the same camera. I rarely ever see, I haven't seen any geese where I am, but I do occasionally see like a grouping of 2 or 3 ducks fly overhead, and they're not cracking. Just see them flying overhead, making whooshing sound. But then they're only like, probably only a couple hundred feet up. So, yeah. I don't think it was like his other videos, because the dots in those other videos were constantly in a straight line, and there was no like same movement happening. You know, the one that was shaped like a V was coming towards us and getting bigger and bigger. Well, it was actually like a W, wasn't it? So, yeah. And the other one that I initially thought might have been birds as well, we had to take his eyewitness account into account there. He said it was like a triangle and had a hole in the middle shaped like a triangle, a big craft. So yeah, it probably wasn't birds in that case, if we take his word at it. I just wish people had more locked off cameras, you know, like the one I have outside. Let's see if it's working. Don't know what's working on this anymore. It's a bit scary. What's going on? So it's overcast tonight, so we can't see any stars tonight, and you can see the moon's up here somewhere. But I have got another camera. I'm trying to get a tripod with it with double the pixels. This is a 2.5K. I've got a 4K sitting on the shelf, and I might replace it, and I'll put it side by side to do a comparison to start with. I've got lots of little projects on the go, and spending money, or the bank's money, money I have to pay back, right? I'm not sure. When I think about it, I think those were cranes. Cranes were in your video. Yeah, I just don't want to spend too long on that. You know, anyway. We'll just move on. I just watched, finished watching earlier, Star Trek. Picard season 3 has been really good. Every season's got better and better. So it'd be interesting to see what they come up with next. But yeah, it was like a season final one tonight with 2 hours worth. It's pretty good. Make it so. And then I was watching also, what's the Mandalorian? That Grugo thing with the big ears is way too cute. It's hilarious thing. This is the way. So that's got sort of like a cult, crazy bounty hunters. Anyway, so let's get on to the next topic here of all the UFO channels were talking about it today, the so-called second citizen UFO hearing. Remember the first one happened last year, what was it, in June 2022? And then they had what I thought was another hearing, but it was actually just a National Defense thing update on December, wasn't it? And a report that they were meant to be revealing to the Senate, was it? And then they just recently had today the second citizen hearing, and only 4 people showed up from the government to listen. So yeah, they did show 2 more videos, which I will go over. Stone Hobbit, what are you saying? I want to know what you think about that BS USA was served with Kirkpatrick. I saw it as just a funding effort. I'm not sure what you mean. BS USA was served with Kirkpatrick. Are you talking about one of the senators? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe. Was that one of the guys' names? Yeah, I didn't waste too much time listening to it all, actually. I was only interested in see what UFO videos they're going to put out. And really, it just shows, to me, this whole thing is a bit of a joke on everybody, I think. Once you see the videos. So I'll just play Lou review. He's got the two clips here.
In the Middle East.
Although his volume really sucks. So I'll just use his. Now this is one of them, which looks like the Mosul orb from Corbell, which I said was most likely a water drop on the lens, that one. And everybody else was saying it's possibly a Mylar balloon. Well, this one here is another video. I don't think it's the same one or same location. Well, it might be in the same location, but not the same video. So we'll just carry on playing it here.
Looks a lot like the Mosul orb.
Yeah, that's what I said.
These are not IR.
So he's got terrible volume on it though. Let me just see if I can boost it.
You want to go ahead and click that?
Look at that! Look how blurry that shit.
Okay, so there's a thing that appears in this crappy video. I'll just see if I can zoom it even more. It looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
It is.
Comes through the top of the screen.
There we go. We got something shooting through here, and it's not a goose, but it does look like a sphere of some sort, which possibly could be one of those round Mylar balloons, right? Some kid had a birthday party up the road here. It does look like it's in Middle East desert there, doesn't it?
There it goes, and then the camera will slew to follow.
So that clearly is not on the lens, this one. Okay, we got some more information with this video.
What?
Where's it gone to? I can't see it now.
Wow.
See it
Down here, is it?
pop in and out.
And that
Whereabouts is it?
looks mysterious,
Where is it?
man. I
This
have a
is
feeling it's
I think it's on the edge here. They haven't got it caught up with it.
not
essentially
gonna
all
be.
of the data we have associated with
Oh,
this.
there it is. It is on the edge. Let's see, how high would that be up? You can see the buildings. So either they're flying high up and got like a 100 times zoom, optical zoom on that. And you can see that if that's a balloon, it's not casting any shadow. Or if it's any UFO, where's the shadow? Right? And looks like the sun is on this direction, so it looks like it's being lit up from that side.
This event from some.
It's not the best videos again, guys. You know, looks like they've chosen their worst videos to show us yet again. It's a bit of a joke, really. Videos from 50 years ago. If this is their best technology, I don't believe it. We should be able to get an HD camera view of that, shouldn't we?
Look at this.
We can see the shadows.
It is.
Does the shadows line up? It almost looks like something you see on a computer game, doesn't it? Looks like my mouse is screwed up again. Hang on. Always problems. I don't know why I bother. Now the zoom's working again. Leave me alone, men in black. Leave me alone. Okay, let's zoom in now. So the shadow's in the right location? I think so. But it does look like a computer game, doesn't it? What's that there? A boat? Don't know what that is. So I would say if that's a plane, that's got to be moving forward. So they must be spinning the camera around. 360, right? And zooming in and out.
It's going to be virtually impossible.
That's all we got of it, right? He's going to say it's virtually impossible to know what that is, which is correct. It's a low information zone.
To fully identify that just based off of that video.
They don't know what it
What we
is.
can do, and what we are doing, is keeping that as part of that group of 52% to see what are the similarities, what are the trends across all of these, do we see these in a particular distribution, do they all behave the same or not? As we get more data.
So why couldn't they release something from a modern HD camera? Because I don't believe that is. I think did they have any timestamp on it? 22 was it? Whereabouts was it again? Can we actually read that? What time was it? Middle East, 2022, and that's the best kind of footage we get. That's kind of like ridiculous, really, isn't it? We haven't got it high quality here, have we? 720. Do we go any higher? No, he hasn't set up his video properly, has he? What else we got written here? MQ9 with electro-optical sensors. VORA, I mean. Or electro-optical sensors. Whatever that means. Well, optical is obviously light. Does he just mean a CMOS camera? I think that's probably what it means. Case in active archive pending discovery of additional data. Well, that's not going to happen, is it? ARPO. Is it ARPRO? Active archive case. No demonstration of technology capabilities. Oh, it looks like it's drifting in the wind, right? It's not suddenly stopped and zoomed off in the opposite direction or anything crazy like that.
Of 52% to see what are the similarities, what are the trends across all of these, do we see these in a particular distribution, do they all behave the same or not? As we get more data, we will be able to go back and look at.
Did I know even what the wind direction was up there? Probably not, because it's in the Middle East. They're not going to be launching weather balloons and seeing what are the different temperature layers all over the place. You have to have a lot of weather stations everywhere. And there's no way you can predict wind speed. Even in America they can't do it, and they've got lots of weather stations that automatically launch weather balloons up. Mick West has talked about that. You can't be 100% sure which way the wind's going, because you've got to be pretty much have stuff in the air collecting data all the time.
Look at these in a fuller context.
You can sort of predict it and estimate it, though. But again, how will you know if there's a vortex wind? as well amongst the regular wind path, right? What causes vortex winds? Obviously, it could be a few factors like heat rising from the ground. Crosswinds. Anyway, the next one.
How are we going to get more data? We are working with the Joint Staff to issue guidance to all the services and commands that will then establish what are the reporting requirements.
So this is the Kirkpatrick Stone Hobbit was talking about. So I didn't even know what his name was. I was too busy looking at the video and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of funny that we're talking about Star Wars and both his names are two Star Trek captains.
It's the timeliness and all of the data that is required to be delivered to us and retained from all of the associated sensors. That historically hasn't been the case, and it's been happenstance that data has been collected. Next slide.
What a ridiculous video.
I love it.
This particular event, South Asia MQ-9, looking at another MQ-9, and what's
These are
highlighted
pending
there in that
peer-reviewed
red
cases
circle
that
is an
still need
object
more
that
data.
So this one turns out to be an airplane. It kind of reminds me of the gimbal videos that we saw, right? And the missile one that Corbell put up. But here they're claiming this was back in 2023, but it looks like it was filmed with a spud cam from 1980s. I don't believe it. South Asia. Apparently towed by potentially anomalous atmospheric wake. Well, if it's a plane, it's going to have a contrail, isn't it? And I think Black Vault put up the full video, so we might just go and grab his one. But they're saying here these are echoes of the thing and not the contrail because of the camera technology, thermal or whatever. They're using FLIR, I suppose. But I can't even see any details in that image he's got there of echoes. So I think it's garbage. It really is. But it's got to have a contrail there as well. So it might be ghosting, but there's also going to be expanding contrail behind. So it's like 2 in 1. So yeah, I don't know how good their experts are really. But look how crappy the video was. It's just an insult. So yeah, Black Vault's put out something. Let's see if I can find it. Did I load it here today? Might have done. Or was it in the other browser? Doesn't seem to be coming up. I'll just grab it from Discord. There we go. Now, I don't know why John didn't put up the other video, because that would have been handy. Because we just want to have a look at the videos, not all the other useless listening to all that talking. So, does it look like a plane? Certainly looks crap, doesn't it? Have we got it on the highest quality here? Let's just check. Where's the quality thing? HD. He loves that intro, doesn't he? 1080p. I don't think you can get any higher. Current status: identified commercial aircraft. Review pending. Okay, so let's just carry on. This is the best we're going to get it. Spud cam alert, guys. I'm sure they're having this on. Is it playing? Didn't look like it was ticking over. It's so crap, it really is. I'll just zoom in a bit more. So obviously we've got a horizon there. Looks like a little white dot here, but I think that's part of the camera overlay, isn't it? I know, looks like it is it. Wow, UFO. So how would you know that was a plane? Hey, what a crappy video. Now it looks like it's got a target thing over top of it. Alright, it looks like it's trying to keep it centralized, or the gimbal is, right? That's what McQuest was talking about, the other ones. But it looks like it's got some ghosting going on. You can see there is some ghosting as the camera's moving back and forth, but there's also got to be a contrail. They're zoomed in a bit more. So obviously that's going left to right, right? Maybe on a slight angle. But how can we get rid of that crap around it so we can actually see the real object? Because I don't think that's the real object. I think they've got something overlaying it, haven't they? Man, it's just so bad video. I thought we might be looking at the rear of a jet, and that's like the two engines on the back. But it does kind of look like it might be a side view the way it's moving, right? Rather than it moving left and right like this, it's obviously going to be moving through the sky, probably on a path going like this on the screen. And we're seeing maybe one engine on one side here. But yeah, is that part of the overlay, or is that part of the image? It's hard to know. It's so bad. I don't know if we could do anything with it, guys. Maybe it was color. 2023 image. This is garbage. It looks like a tail fin here, and it looks like maybe it could be large enough to be a commercial jet, right? Not a fighter jet. And look how short it is here. So it must be on an angle. So we must be seeing maybe one or two engines. I don't know. It's a bit hard to tell what kind of commercial jet it is. If it's 2023, it's almost like they need flight radar on their cockpits, right? And just bring up, oh, is there a plane tracking in front of us? Now, we don't see anything like that, like a overlay in the corner, right? Oh, bring up flight radar data and see if there's anything at this GPS coordinates. Be easy to solve it that way. Commercial jet. So someone probably had to plug all that in and do it offline, right? But yeah, we haven't got any. This looks like it's been edited, right? We got no information like they had on the other videos with the numbers and stuff. This is why I think they're just messing with us. So I still think that's the tail fin there, the nose, engine. I don't know if the commercial jet got worried that they've been tailgated by a pilot with weapons. So why even put up something that's not a UFO and they know it's a plane? I don't know what we can do. We could probably try and try some of those crazy filters on it, see if we can see something. But I don't know if it's going to work. Can't hear any sound or anything like that. I don't think anyone else analysed the videos or had a look at them in detail. There we go. Looks like a plane, doesn't it now? That should have brought out some details already. If we can get rid of that. Here we go. Look, it looks like a plane now, doesn't it? I don't know if that's wings banking though. See how it's sort of blinking there though? That's one useless video, it really is. I think that's the best we can do with it. Yeah, it does look like a plane when it speed off. Hey. Someone said it looks like a centipede game from the 1980s. It does, doesn't it? It looks like the early centipede games. You know, the old console games you used to plug onto your TV. Yeah, kind of looked like a helicopter too, didn't it? But yeah, it's possible. But they said it's a commercial jet. Be funny if Mick West turns out to be correct about the other ones. Because that one there is very similar to that gimbal one, but it's a lot worse. And that was filmed, what, back in 2015. You think the technology would have gone way better than this. So, obviously that's thermal again, right? I don't think it's TV mode. If that's TV mode, then it means that we've got better technology in our phones than they've got in their pods. So, something's not right with this thing, isn't it? There's something terribly wrong with the whole Congress thing going down. Where did it disappear to? Oh, there. I'll post a link to John's video if you want to have a look on your own screen. But yeah, that's all I wanted to spend on those ones, because there's not much we can do with them. And I think they're just insulting. You know, even a geese video was better than that. Come on, guys. And green orbs over Australia, way better. We still don't know what they are. We can guess, maybe balloons, maybe birds, but again, until we get more information, we can't say for 100% sure. And yeah, what do we call this one? A second video, maybe. Second video from Hearing. Now, it would have been good if we had the first one too. I don't know if he's got it. We'll have a look. He may have put it up. Maybe they didn't release the other one. I don't remember him posting anything. Up videos, I guess. Alright, he may have done. Alright, what's this one? So, why has he got two up? I don't understand. I suppose we have to look, and then he's put up the whole Hearing here as well. So yeah, go and check out his channel if you haven't seen the Hearing. But I didn't really want to waste. You can see there's no one there. No one's interested. Not in the government. That's a strange old world we live in. And UFO world is strange. Hearing in full. I'll just paste it in. Did it work? Yep. Cool. Hey Michael, how's it going? Oh yeah, it's been a hectic start today, guys. You missed all the fun. Men in Black struck again. In fact, I should have had it. I should have had my phone recording all the strangeness that was happening before I started the show today. Speaking of which, I may have caught some more crazy paranormal on camera, so I might show you another day about that. It woke me up too. So I don't know if it was like maybe an earthquake, maybe a little earth tremor, maybe wobbled the sensor and turned it on. But I'll go over it because I woke up out of deep sleep. You know, I'd only been in bed 1 hour. But I'll bring it to you another day and we'll go over it. See, there you go. I'm debunking my own paranormal earthquakes, and there's all sorts of things that I probably should have checked up on the quake thing. But like you find in the USA at the moment, unless you got sensors everywhere, you're not going to detect little minute earthquake movements that are just down the street of you, unless you got a sensor there, right? Yeah, daytime. That's what I did, a late one. We'd seen you on the string. I thought my main viewers do come from Australia and New Zealand and UK, right? And we only get a few from USA at the moment. What's that you got up there? The truth is the truth. Are we meant to decode that, are we? What's that there you got on there? What's that? Was that meant to be a link to a video or something? Hey, I'll just give you you got moderator, ain't you? You should be able to post the link properly. Let me just have a look. You got a spanner? You should be able to post the full link. Add it to the ither, and the footage is 12 minutes of full footage. Was that the first one? Alright, you split it up. Was it too long or something? That's kind of weird. Services. Yeah, I'm not sure if we should waste any more time on that little orb one. Like they said, they can't work it out. As if I'm going to be able to work it out. 18 Wells, how's the geese? Don't attack me. Oh man. Yeah, we just talked a wee bit about the geese and all the problems they had earlier. Starting the live stream, it was crazy. Yeah, I just want to have a quick look at this one. What's he done here? So let's just move on a bit. So it was the start of this year, and such a crap video. I was just saying that even the geese video was way better than anything the Navy has put out. It's ridiculous. It really is. Look at it. And this is this is probably one of the better ones. I don't know. This is from 2023. Our technology at home is way better. But I've got the filters on still. I'll just reset it here. So what is he meant to be showing us? What's different about this video? I don't understand. Oh, he slowed it down, is what he did. I think. Didn't the other one have slowdown on it? Yeah, that looks like a different video, doesn't it? Now let's just go back. What's this one? No, it's the same one. Oh, did someone muck around with the other one where they sort of stabilized it so it was always in frame? Is that what happened? So it went zooming through the frame. Just like a plane. Very quickly too. There it goes. Oh, there you go. The Hearing would have it on here though too, wouldn't it? You hearing second video from the hearing. All right. I'm not sure if I can copy it. You might be best to post it on Discord. The full link. Okay. That's alright, we'll just move on anyway. I don't think that there's much we can do with the orb one. And
Data.
Flies through the screen.
But according to
Unlike the
Patrick,
previous one,
all of
this
these
one
can be
actually shows some
explained
really interesting things that
when the
everyone
data
thought
is
was
presented
truly
properly.
anomalous.
so you should be pausing that or before he talks, because you can't hear him over the other guy. It's kind of stupid.
To start with. First of all, it's a high-speed object that's flying in the field of regard of 2 MQ-9s. Second, it appears to have this trail behind it, right? Which at first blush you would think that looks like a propulsion trail.
It's bound to have, if it's a plane jet, commercial jet, it's bound to have some sort of heat signature contrail behind.
In reality, if you want to play the first slide, we'll show you what that looks like in real time, the first video. So we're looking at that. There it goes.
I have to say the Corvette missile one is way better than this as well. That's just garbage. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Move on to the next bit. So I was doing searching around the web again, and I come across this PowerPoint presentation from NASA on Lighted in the Air, and they've got an air station here, unmanned aircraft system, carrier concept. Not sure if we've got a year number on this. Can't see a year number. It's kind of strange, isn't it? But it looks pretty current. Let's see, does the side thing come up? How can we find out if it's got a year number on the document? I don't know. Is there something over here? Document properties. Let's have a look. 2018 by the looks of it. 6th of the 3rd, 2018. 8:30 in the morning presentation. Or that's when it was made. Probably made the day before. So yeah, the year would be about right, probably. 2018. Okay, so this is what they were talking about. To whom, I don't know. So here we got some names on it here. Ron. NASA AMS Research Center. Introduction. Okay, so let's go through. Current airship operations provide surveillance over large geographic areas. All sensors concentrated within the airship itself. Airship must be in areas directly observed. So here's some of these new experimental airships, not blimps. Airships have a framework inside, remember? And blimps don't. And we got this other one here. DARPA Gremlins. So I'll see if I can zoom in on that. So I guess they're coming from being launched from these almost look like drones, right? They look like Tic Tacs with small wings. Remember that one we saw on 2015 from the Navy? It looked like it had little wings on it, but everybody was saying it was actually thermal glare. So could it be one of these, this gremlin swarm maybe? So I thought that was quite interesting. And we got aerosol plane. So what's that doing? There's your chemtrails. Proposed aerosol plane. So yeah. So let's just have a read, see if there's anything on that. Defense of Department to deploy UAS from jets and turboprops, gremlins and arsenal plane. I was thinking aerosol. Aerosol planes. So what's that actually mean? Let's just look that up. What does that mean? Military aviation, a cargo plane filled with munitions that are deployed when airborne. Okay, that's what it means. I thought it sounded like it was spraying chemicals, like aerosol. Is that spelled different? Aerosol, arsenal plane, arsenal, aerosol. I read that as aerosol. It's kind of weird, eh? Because it had that smoke thing behind it here. Smoke canisters. Anyway. Corrected that. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. A flying carrier provides a mobile UAS base of operations. Carrying on down, carrier airship advantages. Now I don't know if they've built this, but 2018, I'm pretty sure the stuff that we were looking at with those high altitude ascenders that they're experimenting with sounds just like this airship that they're talking about. Offer easily redeployable and locatable mobile airborne UAS base for long duration. What's UAS stand for? All these terminologies that are coming up sounds very much like UFOs, doesn't it? Is that another name for a drone? What does it stand for? Does anyone know? Now, I'll just catch up on the side camera. Yeah. Give it Trump, he wants a wall. Now, what are we talking about now? Mine neither seem to understand my feelings. We get plasma spheres and silver balls. Who does? You do? So, could it be part of this, what we're reading here? I reckon they got orbs, drones. Seen multiple orbs also. Yeah, but what size? Like Marla balloon size or bigger? Forget the no free speech rules on Paul's channel. What are you talking about? We get, yeah, just, I think what you mean is you got to be careful what you say because Google is always listening. Did they feel earthbound? We get plasma spheres. I've seen bright traveling low speeds till it saw me, then flew off at mad speed. The space train that I witnessed has been recorded around the world. Well, and again, there's no sharp HD image of it, is there? Another ring around the planet till they got enough space junk. I don't think these ones go into space though. Anyway. Yeah, try not to lead people away from the live stream though if you can. Sure enough, post them in Discord group and people can go there and have a look. But yeah, let's just go through this. It gets more interesting as we go. Yeah, I was going to look up what UAPS, wasn't it? Unmanned aircraft system. There we go. Which sounds like a UAP, but they know what it is. So 1930s airships were developed for deploying scout planes. So that idea has been around for a long time then. And we got some planes on the side here. I thought that was that's engines, isn't it? US Navy. So that's the US airship. Look how big it is. That's propellers there, isn't it? Where's the planes latch on then? Down the middle, I guess. Looks like something there, something there. Flying carrier background continued. USS Akron and Macon built for long-range strategic reconnaissance. Operated 5 Sparrowhawk planes. Alright, so that's the early airships. Kind of reminds me of Howard Hughes stuff. He used to do crazy stuff like that for the films he was making. Modern airship types background. 3 types: non-rigid, semi-rigid, rigid. Floats by displacement weight of air with lighter than air gas. Hydrogen or helium, I guess. Neither buoyant and hybrid. Near buoyant and hybrid. And you can see they have cells inside with the gas, or they have circular things inside with the gas. So if one leaks, it doesn't suddenly come down, and they can replace it inside or repair it. So the max speeds there is 85 to 95 knots, cruise speed 40 to 50 knots. Fuel consumption far less than jet with equal payload. So this is one of these new airships, the LMH1 hybrid, non-rigid. So I guess it's like a big balloon that hasn't got any framework inside. And there's the Goodyear blimp. Well, it used to be blimp, it's an airship now they use. So now we got con ops. It's all a con job people. Launch and recovery. Robotic technologies can be used for UAS launch, recovery, and relaunch. And here's some of the new concepts they're working on. Almost looks like stealth planes there, is it? What we got here? Concept for simultaneous launch and recovery. And it's got little hooks underneath here. And then they put them up inside the belly, a bit like an aircraft ship carrier, right? Aircraft on the water, but this one's in the sky, and they go underneath and hook on and drag them inside. It doesn't say what speed it can travel at though. Kind of looks like supersonic speed. Whether it's hypersonic, I don't know. Unless it says further on. Signal relay. So they got their drone planes, submarines, airships. What's that one in the background there? Satellites. And ground anti-radar missile. And you got to remember, this is NASA, and it's talking about all military things here. Carrier airship ConOps continued refueling. Airship refueling. So it can stay up there forever, right? Just send a plane down, fill up the tank, bring it back up. And fuel transport bladders. There you go. Military UAS. Dominator. That sounds scary, doesn't it? Looks like a drone, doesn't it? Square boxy drone type thing. With wings. Strange looking thing. Cutlass. I suppose it's got these long fins on top. It kind of looks like a cutlass sword, doesn't it? Blackjack on a trailer, of all things. And of course we're seeing this coming in now for deliveries, right? Hex rotor package delivery. Commercial civilian. Quad hex and optocopters. Fixed wing vertical takeoff. Must be this thing here. Look how crazy that looks. All these things that you could film in the sky, right? Especially if they're self-controlled and work in swarms. So yeah, we've got to keep our eye out for these ones, right? This is interesting. Survivability. Invulnerable to sea mines. And vulnerable to sea mines and torpedoes. Fabric structures are tolerant of small hull damage, low leakage. I bet there's self-repairing material too. Airship hull structures and engines can be treated for visual, RF and EO/IE stealth. So this is where the stealth blimp technology is coming in here. And looks like they've got certainly metamaterial fabrics here. This fabric they use to absorb. What's happened to my mouse? Something going on here, guys. Oh my god. Let's come back again. It's over that image. It doesn't like going over that image. I'm magnified. Weird stuff going on in this computer gang. So it can absorb microwave radio, and it can absorb radar, absorbent foam, so it doesn't bounce back. So I wonder what they make that out of. It's got, that's what you call metamaterial, right? Weather optimized flight routes, plan and enable airship to avoid damaging weather. Anti-submarine warfare. So this looks very much like, again, the Nimitz stuff, doesn't it? Scan Eagle. Carrier group here. The airship, mothership up the top here. Which looks like a tic-tac. These ones are the long wings. Haven't seen those, but there was those strange ones we saw above there, the Dominator. Technology exists to develop medium 10-ton to large 45-ton UAS carrier airships. And just carry on. Conclusions. Carrier airship is the next logical step in the development of UAS for military and civilian applications. Provides an operational, flexible, airborne UAS operations. Questions? Yeah, so it would have been good to go to that seminar, wouldn't it? I'll just post a link to it. So, if they're looking at that now, NASA, what has the military been doing the whole time? NASA airships. I guess this is now part of 2018. Was that when the secret Space Force from Trump was made? When did that happen? Let's have a look. What do you call it? Not secret space program. That's Corey good stuff. Space Force or something, isn't it called? When was Space Force formed? Well, when it officially was formed, it probably existed for years before then, probably. December 2019, it says here. And that presentation was middle of 2018, wasn't it? Oh no, March 2018. Alright, so this was just before the announcement of the Space Force. Kind of fits, doesn't it? Fits that they would have high altitude air carriers. Yeah, so I posted that, didn't I? Yep. I'll just close that one down. Move on. Anything I've missed here? Hey, Shogun, no problem. It's like when you think of what to say before saying it, they hear that thought. Yeah, I often say think of a word and say the wrong word. No idea how they can, but my theory is they use telepathy and they can read at your thoughts. Well, I don't know about that. But I do know they're working on headsets that can amplify brainwaves for pilots, so who knows what sort of technology the government has for brain controlled stuff. Okay. Right, I'll just move on again. These atomic powered airships never made it off the drawing board, or did they? So when was this? This came out December 2017. So let's go and have a look. So the first one looks like back 1900s almost, doesn't it? But when was the first airships, commercial airships? It had to be 1945 they were using them, weren't they? They're using blimps. What's the first commercial? Let's see what. Airship. So what would the government do? Yeah, 1900s, here you go. 1910. In mid-1914. World War One, is that? Or just before it? That's a good question. When was... Just refresh our memory. 1940, there you go. So, that looks like something from 1940 with a nuclear engine in it. No. But they wouldn't be using something like that in 1950s with a nuclear engine in it, surely. Nuclear powered airships seemed like a good idea during the Cold War. So that was the 1950s, 1960s, right? The space race. The first half of the 20th century, atomic powered airships were the stuff of science fiction, floating across pages of pulp magazines. Pulp fiction. Written in 1954 by E.W. Locke Jr., that studied, investigated the feasibility of using nuclear power in a airborne early warning AEW. I wonder if that's one of the projects that Stanton Freeman was working on. That makes more sense because they said the nuclear engines would have been too big and would kill the pilots. The radiation, even with Sheldon, right? But when you think about it, a big, large helium balloon could easily lift up a nuclear reactor, or a nuclear mini reactor. But could you get far enough away from the radiation? Normally the cabins are below, right? I don't see why not. I wonder why they scrapped it. Because people would be outraged, right? If it crashed over a city. T-56 gas turbine engines, specially modified for nuclear propulsion, capable of 115 miles per hour. Pretty bad, really. The airship would be approximately 25% faster than previous deliverables, enabling it to remain on station even in bad weather. So there are some pros to it. Proposed a 2 million cubic foot heating capacity for his airship with a large outer envelope containing a long range high resolution radar array. Well, we got radars on blimps even now on border controls, so unlike airships which use helium or hydrogen for lift, airplanes required far more power during takeoff than they do for cruising. Yeah, well, that makes sense. One reason why Lockheed, I suppose, even considered building an airship is that it's more viable platform for nuclear propulsion than an airplane. Well, that's what I was saying. Given its low power requirement, Lockheed proposed a nuclear powered plant that weighed only 40,000 pounds. How many kgs is that for us non-Americans? 40,000 pounds to kg. 18,000 kgs, or round it down. So a kg is like 1 litre, isn't it? 1 litre of soft drink bottle. So 18,000 of those. That's a light one. Let's see. Lockheed saw it. The crews of nuclear-powered airships would be much less prone to fatigue because noise and vibration should be almost entirely absent. How about radiation, mate? Given a atomic airship superior comfort and endurance, Lockheed believed it could easily patrol for 100 hours, while he admitted that airships were at a defensive disadvantage due to their high visibility. Not now with special meta materials that hide them from radar and probably visible light and even heat probably. So with this keep going down, see if there's anything else here. Don't want to read out all these articles. Okay, does go on a bit, doesn't it? So I was hoping to see some pictures of the ones. It looks like there's no actual pictures of it. The blueprints. So again, I think this relates again to ufology. Remember that, what's that, Betty Cash, is it? Loundron incident with the diamond UFO, where they sort of dug up the road after and they got radiation burns. I think it was one of Black Ops experimental craft. Whether it was part airship, who knows? It could have had large helium, cylinders inside, but like an airship. And it could have been their idea of a new age type airship using nuclear power. So I thought that was quite interesting. I stumbled across that one. I will copy it. What am I doing? And I'll post it here. Nuke powered airships. But it doesn't say they were going to be anything faster than 115 miles per hour, wasn't it? No good today. We want hypersonic speeds. But according to that guy that was doing the Ascender research, he says weather balloons, once you get up into the edge of space, high altitude balloons, 100,000 is it? No, it's got to be higher than that, those ones. The regular weather balloons get up to 115,000 feet. 100 miles, I think. I was thinking of 100 miles up. That they're moving at Mach 10 with the airspeed, air currents. But I would have thought maybe there wasn't much air up there. How they work that with rocket launchers then, the air currents? They must work it out that it goes with the wind on a curve, right? That's another research topic probably, if we can find information on it. John, how's it going? Have you talked about... Yep, you missed it all. I'm afraid. The Asian sphere. Yeah, I think it's just a balloon. What do you think it was? Return of the battle blimps. When was this one? There's another article I found. 2021, so all pretty current, see? So we know NASA's doing that presentation 2018, and another 3 years on, we got these concepts coming out, where you got these blimps or airships with special material, so they're pretty much cloaked. Dropping off these, looks like drones. Look, these propellers obviously rotate round. And it flies around like a plane or a vertical liftoff. So, just reading this one. In March 2002 issue, Popular Mechanics explored the return of an military weapons system. So I think, again, that's before the Nimitz thing, which was 2004, right? The battle blimp. Well, lighter than air aircraft had been used in battles since the Civil War. Blimps never found much use in the atomic era, or have they? It's still classified, or blacked out in the FOIA requests. Things had changed, and blimps seemed like a great option of battling international terrorism. The idea never really took off. Who's to say so, though? It's only didn't take off commercially, but it doesn't mean it didn't take off military. Thousands of men who volunteered to fight in Civil War, none offered their services with the panacea of, what's all that stuff? The Decius Sobesiki. Well, I don't know if I said that right, but anyway. Hydrogen-filled balloon floating 500 feet above Washington, D.C. Sounds like a death trap with hydrogen. All you need to do is shoot a bullet at it and it explodes, right? Or shoot an arrow with a flame on it. So what else we got here? Hovering high above the fray for weeks on end. That would be talking about the Civil War stuff, I think. Part of Operation Plum Bob tests conducted in 1957. What's this? The Atomic Energy Commission hung nuclear weapons as large as 74 kilotons beneath blimps. Really? I didn't know that. The nuclear balloon era came to a close in 1963 after a pair of freak accidents destroyed the AEC's 2 airships on 2 consecutive days. So they didn't want to bother building another 2. The blaze caused by a loose gas cap on a motor generator set fire to the airship moored overhead. Next day, the lightning strike caused the cable to break on the second airship and drifted across Nevada Weapons Test Range and out of sight of ground crews, never to be seen again. So it must have gone somewhere. It's still floating around in the air there, is it? And that's what UFO people might be filming. Who knows? It's hilarious. Yeah, I didn't know all this. Geostation operational stratosphere permits radar and other observation systems perfected for satellites to operate at 10 to 50 times the resolution. Yeah, that's why we got spy balloons and spy blimps and spy airships, by the sounds of it. Here we go, we got some other pictures of them. They're trying to shoot them down with missiles over here. Is that shooting a laser beam at missiles? Looks like it, doesn't it? So they've been thinking about it for a while. Second key to the revival of battle blimp is power. NASA engineers and contractors have played the starring role by solving the problem that at least publicly stumped military designers during the early years of the Star Wars missile defense program. So obviously they got a bump in funding with Reagan, right? In the early 1980s, the Pentagon funded a design study of a Blattle blimp powered by 4 piston engines fueled with liquid hydrogen. This obviously meant frequent refueling, which is undesirable as 90% of all airship accidents happen during docking phase. The Star Wars blimp was never built. They're thinking about it now, if they didn't, but I think they have been in secret. And here we go, we've got an inside look of it. And what's that underneath? It's got some special fins. Wasn't it that craft that drops off it? It looks like the craft that was dropping off from the other one. Let's go back up to it again. Can't see any fins on those ones. Oh right, there is there. I know, it looks like that's part of that one. The other one had it separate. So what have we got here? Laser turret. So they can rotate the engines around. That makes sense. And that pushes it downwards to the ground, right? Or they could have a couple of them pushing it along and 2 of them helping with the buoyancy if they've got a heavy payload. Yeah, so using hydrogen to make electric power. Yeah, makes you wonder if Elon Musk will get some contracts there. I'll post that one there if you want to have a read of all that. I had some friends by last night helped me with some electrical plugs. Have you been drinking? You got more typos than I have. Cheers, it's 1 p.m. just woken up. Okay. Sounds like a hangover day. What was this one? Battle blimp. I'm pretty much the only guy that talks about airships and battle blimps and stuff, isn't it? I don't think anyone else talks about them. But I'm always doing research and seeing what I can find. There's always going to be something that pops up, and these articles I found were the latest. Skinwalker Ranch, do I want to bother with that yet? They started a new season, but maybe I might just put that on the burner and maybe review some episodes as they come out. I'll just skip that one for the time being. What was this one about? It's got a GUFON image. Let's have a look. I can't remember what it was about. Why has it got big screen here?
Up and down, 2 of them.
Right, this case here. I have covered it on older episodes. What is it? 1562 or something? 1561. The so-called, they're claiming that was UFOs and triangles that day. I did actually do a good episode on it. I'm not sure if I can find it again. But it turns out the consensus to what we're seeing is some sort of artistic rendering by the press guy. Back in the day, they had they carved out the little artist impressions for pamphlets and paint it with different colours and then stamp it onto paper and just keep repeating it. So this, to me, if you look at it, looks like a sundog, right? And you've got the Halo 22. You got the sun in the middle of it. And some of these other strange effects. We do have seen those in strange weather events around sundogs, like ice particles. I did actually find some good breakdowns of it, where it explained all the things in it. But they're claiming this here is a TR-3B, or a triangle craft, and they're talking about these being cigar ships. With was it green, yellow, red, and blue, and of course we've got a city on fire, or a place on fire here. But it was on a time when they had the Black Plague spreading from city to city, and they would burn all the bodies, right? And they saw like the sundog, like religious people would, like an omen. So there was some sort of event that happened with the sundog in a small village, and they were scared that the Black Plague was going to come. So they reckon that they printed the story to try and spread it further out from the city, so travellers would bypass the city because they'd see that like evil spirits in the sky. Kind of makes sense. But yeah, I did actually cover that one before, but I'm not sure if it was using that Gungy hangouts on air with poor bit rate. 1561. Nuremberg, or was it? Something like that. I don't know if that's going to come up. Here it is. Above Majestic. That wasn't it Corey Good and David Wilcott's nonsense, so debunked. But there it is there. Looks like some sort of artist muck around I did with it. But it turns out they found other printing press with similar type
It happens
artwork.
worldwide.
I don't know if I've got some bookmarks on it. Yeah, it looks like it's hangouts on air. You see, that was ruining things back then. Probably pays to redo it with the new 1080p quality, right? I think it was only 720 there. Oh no, I got up to 1080p at that stage. That's alright then. Was it hangouts on here? Kind of looks like it. I don't know. Top chat. Must have been the early stages of streaming. I know the quality is going to be alright in this then. Bookmarks. Where's the bookmarks disappear to? Here we go. I need more bookmarks made for it. Nuremberg. Yeah, there you go. Not bad memory. Messiten. So there's a Wikipedia on it. Let's see. I think I found a video and web pages on it. I'll just skip through it here. Let's see what I got on it. So what's this talking about here? Infighting and ufology? I don't know. Let's see. Blood red ships becoming thicker. Reed grass rods. I'm not sure what it's saying here. Probably have to bring up the wiki page and look for it. I'm just trying to find what the video I had for it.
Spear shapes in the sky. You know, you've seen that where they...
Yeah, let's look. It might be still hangouts on here. Look, it's corrupting.
Sort of...
See how crazy it was? This is the crap that Google put out, saying, "Oh, you can use this for your stream," and looks good when it's right, but then it was doing crazy stuff like that. So yeah, it probably might be worth redoing it.
Starting to form a shape now, isn't it? There's more and more.
Okay, must have skimmed past it then. We'll just look it up then. I will post a link to it. Got a feeling I had a couple episodes on it, actually. Keeps coming up every couple of years, almost, this case. And no one talks about the debunks for it. They always talk about it being UFOs and stuff. 1561 case, claiming it's like the first UFO event, I guess. Shirley Morrison has joined the Speedy Cash. Yep. Kentucky, was it? I can't remember what location it was. 1950s. Military still testing possible nuclear airship. Well, they dug up all the road and took it away, so there was no... Didn't they try to sue the government or something, and they failed? Because there was no evidence. Well, that's how you get rid of evidence. Dig it up, right? Where's it gone? Crazy size on that one too. Yeah, so GUFON here was saying...
Oh my God, this is amazing.
He's done no research on it. So he hasn't done a balanced view on it, whether it's UFOs or Mother Nature. And to him, it's amazing.
It's a war in the sky. Look at this, a cross.
No, it's not.
I mean, you got white balls, all small, different sizes. You got another cross. Look.
Oh, how racist. There's a red ball too.
It's like the crosses come in and the orbs attached to them. You see that? It's like, wow, it's weird.
Yeah, probably better find information to explain that picture again. Let's have a quick search, I think. 1950s. No. I was probably going to spell it wrong. Explained. Let's see what we can find. Wikipedia. Okay. It's going to be a lot of pages on this. Yeah, lots of videos on it. Public domain review. As the sun rose on April 14th, 1561 over Germany, city of Nuremberg, the residents saw what they described as some kind of air battle. Yeah, I think that's not true. I think this has been recycled information. So I suppose it's in German. Yeah, it looks like it, isn't it? German. So what's the translation of that? That would be more accurate, wouldn't it? But yeah, if they're trying to scare off people, demons in the sky fighting, to keep out the Black Plague getting into the cities would make a lot of sense. Fear factor. All followed by a crash landing. No, I'm not sure that's going to be in that article, right? Somewhere beyond the city limits. So I often thought, looks like a sundog. But could that also be a meteorite shower that happened at the same time? And one started a fire. Looks like wheat fields there, isn't it? Looks like it's got a lot of circles, or the balls, as GUFON was saying, around the flames there. So could it have been a meteorite shower? What do we got here? Is this the translation? The text reads, here we go. I don't know if it's correct or not. In the morning of April 14, 1561, at daybreak between 4 and 5 a.m., a dreadful apparition occurred on the sun. And then this was seen in Nuremberg in the city, before the gates and in the country, by many men and women. At first there appeared in the middle of the sun 2 red semicircular arcs. So let's have a look at a sundog. Actually, Halo 22 probably be better. Alright. Alright, so there's a halo, or a few of them. And you get these ones here. Kind of looks like looks a bit like that triangle bit that they're saying is a triangle airship, right? Look at that one there. That's way crazy. NASA science. There's a few triangle shapes in that one. And that's one trying to explain it. Sun pillar, sun dog. 22-degree halo. We've got a street light here. So yeah, if you had something like that and a meteorite shower happen at the same time, that would be really crazy. But it's more likely going to be not a meteorite shower, because normally they would blow up in the air, but we do know some do make it to the ground. So could the balls be like fireballs? And some of them hit the ground and started to fire in the field. So yeah, sort of looking at a balanced view of it rather than just taking one side of it. So does that look like the triangle spears? Spears. Kind of looks like a dagger head, doesn't it? So how would you get one that's got a double one? Because that's normally mirrored there, right? There's another one there. Photograph doesn't do it as much justice of some of the video ones we're seeing, which looks really crazy. Let's see if we can find a video one. Almost looks like it's CGI, right? Halo. Yeah, it's going to bring up that game, isn't it? Sundog, maybe. Sun Halo and Sundog slideshow. Facebook, that's no good to us. Sundogs and Halos. Wise. I wonder if that's safe to play. What causes sundogs, sunpillars, and halos? Sundogs, Perry arc, and a halo. What's a Perry arc? Alaska News, that might be safe. Let's have a look. It's probably a photo. Yeah. Have we got a video of it? Give us a video. There we go. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
okay. Is it safe?
Gentlemen, you at home won't know this, but during the breaks, we do talk. Tracy's been touting a pretty great picture from a viewer. I can't wait to see it. I'm hoping that you guys enjoy it as well.
I am very excited about this. You know, we get a lot of photos in, and we get some great scenics and some
come on.
And we get some sunsets. We goes out. Here is our photo for us. Now, this, of course, we see the sundog in there, but it's also got a couple other things that are really quite rare. That upper line is the upper tangent. Then you've got the Perry arc, which was discovered or first documented by Sir William Perry in 1820. And then you have the perihelic circle. You can also see that line.
Okay, so does that look like, I think that's in the thing of, where's the other thing disappear to? There. Just like that. So that looks like a Perry arc, doesn't it? Exactly what we're seeing in that video there. But it's got two happening. That one there looks like it was at the end. So has the newspaper press agent or whatever, the artist person, sort of squashed it all into one frame, and what we saw on the ends of the sundogs, he's just put one in here. But yeah, those ones definitely look like Perry arcs, doesn't it? What are you saying on the side? The ball shooting some weird gravity. What? Not sure what you're talking about there. It's not. It's got good vibes. So let's go back to the news. So. Yeah, it does look like one of those Perry arcs, but where was the other one? I suppose it could be artistic add-in, where you see this one, you may just put that one in. It's not like they got photographs back then. They probably sort of got people with little drawings. Did they even have pen and paper back then? Probably, yeah, they would have done. Would have maybe described it to him, and he sort of just carved it out on a print thing. So we got Perry arcs. Okay, let's just keep on reading this. Dreadful apparition for the gates and in the country. Many men and women at first. There appeared in the middle of the sun two blood-red semicircular arcs. So that sounds like Perry arcs there. Although I haven't seen red ones. But then again, depending, it was early in the morning when the sun's coming up, right? So it could have been a red sky. And in the sun above and below and both sides, the colour was blood. There stood a round ball of partly dull, partly black fluorescent colour. Okay, likewise there stood on both sides and as the torus about the sun, such as blood red ones and other balls in large number, about 3 in a line and 4 in a square, also some alone in between the globes. So the balls, we don't see many balls in the sun thing. And balls, ice crystals maybe? Are they talking about that special cloud? Could it have formed one of those crazy balls in the sky one? We've looked at them before. So he's talking about the halo here under ice crystal. Super cooled water droplets grow by accretion into a rimmed crystal. I'm not trying to be naughty. The tiny ice crystals in clouds. Captured serious ice crystals in high definition. NOAA types of cloud. I'll just go to images. We'll see some crazy stuff probably. So look at this one here. What's that? Great balls of ice. What, do they fall out the sky? That's Western Australia. I know they get some big hailstones, but not that big. Might have a quick look at that one. What's it say here? Goodness gracious. Indeed. Okay. What's it say down here? Ice balls on Stromy Beach, Estonia. So what are they? At first glance, the image of the week may look like an ordinary stony beach, but if you look closer, you'll see that the beach is not in fact covered in stones or pebbles, but balls of ice. Yeah, did they come from the sky or were they just formed by the water? During the northern hemisphere winter, these naturally formed balls of ice have been found on several Arctic shores. Doesn't sound like it comes from the sky then, those ones. Thought to form from ice sludge. Okay. Still interesting. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find when you're searching. Let's keep on going. It's not what I was after. How do I close that one? What's this? What are clouds? Yeah, what? Not sure what they're called. Sphere clouds, maybe. Balls is probably not a good one. Let's try ball clouds, maybe. There we go. Look at this. That's kind of freaky and creepy. And if we only get a few of them, here's a few of them. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, here's one by itself in Japan, I think it was. So could the sun be reflecting off some of these things? Obviously it's very rare to get this. Look, these are in the line. 3 and 4. Well, I haven't seen anything like that in New Zealand. Like that. That's crazy, isn't it? And that's really crazy. There isn't one. It's not quite a ball, that one. So can you get ball cloud and halo on the same day? That would be, oh, you can. There we go. Here we go. That looks more like the carbon. We've got oranges there. Blues. And whites. And this on top of a ski mountain, right? Oh, that might be the video I was looking for, actually. Daily Mail, is it? Oh, yeah. Just open that one up. Well, there you go. Better view of it. Crazy, isn't it? But I know there was a video of it somewhere. Well, it's got a lot more things here, isn't it? Halo Arc, Perry, Sun Cave Perry. Okay, there's another one. I'm pretty sure there was a video to it all, not just photographs. Damn. Still pretty good though. And we got those full streak holes as well. Look how crazy that one looks. Rainbow clouds. Yeah, I just think it was a natural weather event, or unnatural weather event, how you like to call it, but yeah, I don't think it was UFOs. I think it's like some crazy stuff that we see in here. Happens once in a lifetime. But yeah, keep on reading it. 9 and 4 in a square. Also alone. So that's very like what we're just looking at of those sphere clouds. In between the globes there are visible a few blood red crosses. Between these were blood red strips becoming thicker to the rear and in front, malleable like the rods of reed grass, which were intermingled among them 2 big rods, one on the right, the other on the left. And the small and big rods, there were 3, also 4 or more globes. So it doesn't sound like a meteorite storm there, does it? It does sound like some strange clouds and Halo 22. Flew out of one which were first flew out to the one standing on both sides. So the globes which were first in the sun flew out to the ones standing on both sides. I'm not sure what that actually means. Therefore, thereafter the globes standing outside the sun and the small and large rods flew into the sun. Besides, the globes flew back and forth among themselves and fought vehemently. What's that word? Vehemently. Never even heard of it. With each other for over an hour. Yeah, that's another question. How long do sundogs last for? I think it changes as the sun rises though, and it looks like everything's moving and changing. How long does Halo 23 stay up in the sky? What we got here? Like ice halos appear when the sky is covered by thin cirrus or syntone stratus clouds that often come a few days before a large storm front. That's not what we're after though. How long do they stay up there? I think it's got to be the angle of the sun, right? Oh, here we go, 40 minutes. There's one thing here. What's this one? Lengths of ice crystals split down from 3 to 5 miles high. Sharp inner edge is red tinged. It still sounds like Halo 22. That means the sky inside 22 can often appear darker than the surrounding sky, making it appear like a hole. There you go. Folklore says that such a ring around the sun or moon portends the arrival of a storm within 24 hours. Yeah, it does look kind of like a hole, that one, doesn't it? And that one, I suppose. Still haven't really found information on how long they stay up there. Pretty cool sight in the sky today. Did you see halo around the sun? Let's have a look at that one. There's a picture. There's no picture. This sucks. Mysterious moon halo lights up the sky. Blood moon, Queenslanders treated to sun halo. Let's have a look at that one. Oh yeah. It's got a rainbow. Looks like a rainbow, doesn't it? Not as good as that other picture we're looking at though. Yes. So what else? It goes on a fair bit, doesn't it? They become fell from the sun down upon the earth, as if they all burned, and then they vanished away on the earth with immense smoke. Again, that does sound like a meteorite storm, doesn't it? Something like a black sphere, very long and thick, sighted. The shaft pointed to the east and pointed west. Whether such signs mean God alone knows. Although we have seen... So could that be like a black contrail from a large meteorite that come and hit the ground? Well, they just add embellishing the story to scare off people. Another many kinds of signs on the heaven, which are sent to us by Almighty God. See, it sounds religious. To bring us repentance. So it's gone into Goddy talk here. After all, the God-fearing will by no means discard these signs. Anyway. Interpreted religiously at the time. More recently, some have considered the event an early sighting of extraterrestrial beings. The witness of some kind of alien spaceship battle occurring in Bolivian skies. Although one perhaps shouldn't entirely rule out such far-fetched interpretation, it's more likely that what the good people of Nuremberg witnessed that morning is subsequently elaborated upon with a natural meteorological phenomenon, possibly sundogs, or given them their scientific term parhelia. Another interesting idea, this sounds like pareidolia, doesn't it? Another interesting idea relates to the fact that that a year earlier, here we go with these crazy names, Van Nocchio Beringusio published De la Pyrotechnia, Europe's first book on meteorology, which contained several chapters on the preparation and use of rockets in warfare. And festivals. So what he's saying here is that someone might have been test firing some rockets to scare off the Halo 22 in the sky, the demon, and one of the rockets caused a fire in a field. That would make perfect sense. Could this Italian book have made its way to the hands of Nuremberg residents keen to try out firework recipes? The mysterious event in Nuremberg and its depiction. So that would also explain balls, like fireworks explode into balls of colour, right? That would explain that. Early in the morning though, it's a strange time to test run some fireworks. But then if they were scared of something in the sky, they might have launched some missiles that exploded and created balls of fireworks in the sky. Sounds quite possible, doesn't it? So there's one I found. At least he was balanced in what he said there, which is kind of good. So yeah, if you want to look more at that, I don't know. But we can do a lot more searches on it. Right, I forgot to close that down. Here we go for time. I started late. Feels like a long time because I had so many problems when I started. Hour late, right? Oh, we've done 2.5 hours already. Oh, God. So what are these guys saying on the side here? I have to leave to cheers. See you again later. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, maybe I should just wrap up then and carry on. rename it and carry on the rest of it another time. What you think? 18 digital alternators. What are you talking about here? Ice balls is Roman Nordos balls. Yeah. Here's some knowledge but crazy on head brain. What's that? I'm not sure what you mean there, but what was the next bit we had lined up? So yeah, what GUFON was saying it was a thing, but at least I presented you another viewpoint of this. And some new information I didn't know about the fireworks one. But yeah, these tubes being shot up in the sky could easily be rockets. Fire started by a rocket. The spheres could be the fireworks exploding. Different colours. Crosses? I don't know about the crosses though. Could it be like those fireworks that spin around in the sky? What do they call those? None of those ones. Religious cross. I was looking for fireworks that like spin in a cross shape. But I know you can get ones you connect to the fences, right, and they spin around. I don't know what they're called. Fireworks wheel, maybe. Let's have a look at early fireworks then. 1500. Oh, let's go 1600 then. Around about the same time. Fireworks. See what we can find. Probably no one's got information on it by the looks of it. Just looking for some old pictures. Evolution of fireworks. Yeah, looks like Chinese, is it? See, those ones are exploding at the end. What else we got? It looks like old stuff. Here's one here. What's that? So there, 1962. Yeah. It's not a web page. It's just an image. It'd be good to find some old information on the early fireworks. Modern ones are pretty good, especially those ones that are the size of a football, go way up in the sky and explode. These ones, they're just crazy, those ones. That one might be an ancient one. Let's have a look. Looks very similar to what we were looking at before. Let's have a quick look at that one. There's some pictures coming up now. What's that one there? That looks like India. What's this one? Fireworks 1749. Looks like it's got arrows there. What the hell is that? Green Park, London. Again, it's from just the graphic, unfortunately. So someone must have hand drawn what they were seeing, right? I think that's all of them. But it's just Getty images and things, unfortunately. But anyway, it's worth a look. Finish with that one. War zone. Right, well, this one here was a high altitude airship spotted recently near the South China Sea. This is interesting. Look at this thing. Highly reflective, I would say. But then again, it would blend in with the sky if it's that reflective, right? So it's going to reflect the sky colours and the cloud colours, and you probably wouldn't see it. Especially if it doesn't reflect the sun as a bright spot, and somehow absorbs it, maybe. Pictures that show what could be a high altitude long endurance airship flying in the vicinity of northern Philippines Island near the South China Sea has recently emerged. The Chinese military, among others, is known to be exploring high-flying, lighter-than-air platforms. So is America capable of performing intelligence, surveillance? Well, we're seeing the crude weather balloon ones. Surveillance and reconnaissance missions and other tasks across long distances and for long durations, which would be well suited to operations in this region. The photographs in question appear to have first emerged on Facebook. So what year was this? Where's the year number? Is that a photograph? Looks like a computer rendering to me. December 22. And then we get the weather balloon thing happening, right? And it was spotted over Philippines there. So we got pictures. The images are still circulating on social media. Okay, does that a click point to it? Do I risk clicking it? Okay, here we go. This was taken recently, Philippines, posted by Red Ither. Yeah, it does look like an airship. Yeah, it doesn't look like the rendering picture though, does it? Certainly not silver, but it's almost transparent, isn't it? It's almost like it's invisible. What else we got? What the hell's that? What are we looking at there? Oh, it must be one of those telephotos that you hold up to your smartphone, is it? So it must be quite high up. Yeah, it looks like a smartphone thing. Let's have a look at the next one. See, that's pretty blending in. You probably not even notice it. Makes you wonder, 18 wheels have filmed some of these Chinese airships floating over here. That does look like one of your Astro train, is it? Maybe I said it looked like a blimp at one stage. Now we can't rule it out. Very interesting though. I'll post a link to the article, or I'll post a link to that so you can have a look. China. Obviously that's got to be a spy thing, isn't it? Airship. Maybe China's way ahead of us on this stuff. They've probably been mucking around with it for a few years now, probably 10 years back, probably. Michael King, he's still with us. In fact, 10 years ago. What are we talking about here? Love GTA. You talking about games again? I don't know. Are you talking about gaming? Lost in what? Still here, also playing some while listening. Okay, right, I understand. Now that's a rabbit hole game. You can get lost for days. Yeah, I don't know much about gaming, guys. Prison Planet, yeah. Don't you start causing problems. So let's have a look at the rest of the article. From what is seen, the object would look like to be a teardrop-shaped airship. I didn't think it was a teardrop. It looked more hot doggy bun. It's not entirely clear from the images whether it might have a translucent exterior. Well, it looked like it, didn't it? Or metallic like one. It seems more likely to be the latter. With pictures that show it far away indicating that it is highly reflective. Not if they don't want it to be seen. It's difficult to gauge the size. This is the problem with videos as well. Not just photographs. How high it is, yeah, that's the problem too. And what kind of propulsion. Well, if they didn't hear engine noises, or if it had propellers, it's certainly high up there, right? Thrust, tail fin, solar cells. Also, they've got it from a Chinese website, is it? They'll probably say it's a weather balloon. So what's it saying here? Overall, the apparent airship's general shape has broad similarities to a number of high altitude, long endurance types that Chinese companies are known to have been working on. This includes at least 2 uncrewed solar powered designs with external propulsion and other systems intended primarily for operations at stratosphere, both of which have reportedly been test flown at least once. The stratosphere is commonly defined as lying between 20,000 to 60,000 feet above the Earth's surface. So what's that in miles? 66,000 feet to miles. Yeah, I've got so much to go through. I might have to do it another day. Maybe The problems that we had earlier won't show up again. So it's 13 miles high up. Yeah, that's pretty far, isn't it? Not 100 miles though. And what's this? The hangar in the Gobi Desert, is it? Americans got to know about this and tracking it, surely. Hangar, yep. 2018. Chinese Journal of Aeronautics. So it's funny that this is 2018 and yet that NASA one we're reading that was 2018. For Chinese military deploying a high altitude long endurance airship into South China Sea, because that's where Taiwan is, isn't it? That they've got military exercises happening at the moment. Even on experimental basis could make sense on a general level. Platforms capable of providing general ISR, maritime surveillance and communications and data sharing relay support persistently across very large areas. Yeah, we know what they're doing. So what are we looking at here? One of these strange islands that have a hole in the middle, and they're building all this around the land mass of it. They even got a video of one of them. Wow, that looks pretty big, doesn't it? The Hal D crashed during its first test flight in 2011. So it's another one. So they didn't stop there then. They kept on going until they perfected it. What's this one? SCI. That's pretty good angle there, Havanen. Very large party balloon. That looks larger and farther off than it is. So it's one of those airships that you can remote control, is it? Let's just quickly play a little clip of it. Oh, gotta get rid of the music. It's a big hangar. Solar cells on top. Up on and away. Looks pretty cool though, doesn't it? So what are they talking about here? About party balloon though. That one looked like it was coming from a big hangar. They must be talking about something else. That's the problem with skim reading. Anyway, I'll post a link to that if you want to go through that one. So it makes you wonder, we might see that in our skies eventually, yeah? If not already. The drive, it has already good reports on the drive. Chinese Spy Airship. So that makes more sense to me than those silly weather balloons, right? At least you got more control of the airship than you have a large weather balloon that sort of gets caught in the big wind slipstreams. But I think maybe they were like, they're claiming they're weather balloons. Maybe they're using it for weather balloons and long-range radar radio signal, I mean, for a test run of some other stuff they're working on. That would make more sense to me. Anyway, finished with that one. I think I'm going to have to break this up into another live stream. I wonder if I can do one in a couple of days. I could do one in the weekend. Not sure if Robert's going to do one with me on Sunday or not. Yeah, so I was going to do all that sciencey stuff here. On plasma, space-time, and other science things. I think it's probably good enough to leave it there until I do another one in a couple of days' time again. Atomic clocks, so yeah, we've got a bit to go through. And Skinwalker Ranch stuff. Like I said, I might leave that for another week yet, while the new season started. So yeah guys, I might just wrap it up there because we had a rough start on this one. We lost an hour, which is a bit of a shame. What have we got? And geez guys, sound like you want to be in bed or something. 3 hours, I think that's long enough for tonight. Like I said, I didn't expect too many people to show up. I think USA, it's really early in the morning unless you're doing night shift work. Isn't it like 6 a.m? Let's see, 9 a.m. now? And maybe lunchtime, is it? I don't know. What's the time? Let's have a look. Time in California. We got it's early morning there now, you see. So that means it must be 9 p.m. in Florida and New York, that side. And in the middle, somewhere in between. What do you got, Michael? Yeah, it's good for you, Michael. If you're not working, of course. I didn't actually expect you to see you around here today, actually. When do you have your day off? Tomorrow, is it? Or you got a day off at the moment? I could arrange the next live show when you're on. Another nighttime one. That'll shock you. Paul is in 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. periods, and you're in the nice afternoon period. It's harder for me because I gotta get my eyes focused on reading all that stuff out and explaining it. But yeah, off tomorrow and weekend. Okay, so you got Friday, Saturday and Sunday off. Now we'll see what happens. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. Might do another night one tomorrow or the next day. See how we go. Right, gaming. Use people your addictions. Yeah, so yeah, I was right then. Between 6 a.m. and 9 p.m. and you're in the middle, so yeah, 6:30 makes sense, doesn't it? Well, guys, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you thought it was interesting. But like I said, I was a bit flustered today with rebooting my computer and the mouse wasn't working. The Bluetooth wasn't being detected, which was really strange. I don't know what would cause that. Have you had any reports of Bluetooth mice not working in the latest Windows updates? I don't know. I haven't done any research on it. Let's just do a quick check. Bluetooth mouse stop working Windows 10 update, because it shouldn't affect it, because it should be its own driver. Yeah, mine was a connection error, so it took me half an hour to play around with the frequency. It's got option on the bottom of the Opti to 3 different frequencies or IDs or something. So I tried first 2, didn't work, and the third one did. I never had to do that before. Bluetooth mouse not working. Bluetooth mouse stops responding. So it's hopeless using the little pad on the laptop. It's frustrating the hell out of me, and I know I had some backup mice with cables just in case, but it wouldn't be as good as this one, because this is set up with the magnifier, you know, zooming in. Three minutes, I reckon. Took me a lot longer. Mouse not working. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. But then it wouldn't allow me to click on the laptop screen, was the other one. Once I started up Medicam and had everything going, it wouldn't allow me to click on any icons or toolbar. It was really weird, and it seemed to clear itself up after a while. I don't know what was going on. I started in tasking stuff the past week. Let's see what comes up. Oh, here we go. So 7 days ago. See, I had mine paused, so maybe I got the same update. I think maybe the clickable thing is to do with the NVIDIA drivers, right? Maybe I need to do an update again. Maybe Windows Update has kicked out NVIDIA drivers somehow. Now Bluetooth keyboard don't work. This is why I don't really like wireless mice and Bluetooth, especially because you have all these strange problems that happen. Don't work. I deleted them and reinstalled them, and Windows device range claims they are connected, but my mouse and keyboard are not responding. That's the same problem I had. Probably isolate the issue. I have the Microsoft Bluetooth keyboard mouse. So this was this month. Windows has updated my computer. The issue may occur due to connection issue between your computer and with... Well, the Bluetooth uses your Wi-Fi, doesn't it? If they did some Wi-Fi update, well, I mean the driver update for that drives it. So, did we get a solution for it? No. Did I miss it? No, it didn't get back to us. So maybe it's not isolated then. 5 days ago, mouse USB Bluetooth issues. Maybe it's a new Trojan going around called Microsoft or Microshaft. Ah, here we go. 4 days ago, how to update Logitech mouse driver. Why is that suddenly got update for it? Well, it seems to be working all right now, but why did I have to change the frequency thing on it? It's very strange. Healthy Geek. You spend, there's no way you could read all this without a mouse. It was terrible. So yeah, let's see. Mine's called an MX3 Bluetooth or something. Mouse. Let's see if I've got a picture of it. Just that's it. That's what I got. Can we see the underneath of it? It's not going to give it to us probably. MX Master 3. And that was the one. Yeah, it was quite costly. That was about what I paid for it. I don't expect any problems after a year. Hasn't got underneath view. That's kind of stupid, isn't it? So that's the wheel for zooming in and out I use. And I got a button here which turns it off and on. And then I can zoom in. So I'm pressing that button to turn it off and on. Yeah, it's a good mouse. Have we got the underneath view here? What's that? Under view? Where's it gone? Why is it not showing it? Oh, here we go. So it's got these frequencies here where you can have it with 3 devices. There's the laser. There's the on-off switch. So I pressed this one here on 2 and 1. It wouldn't work. As soon as I put it on 3, it detected. So I don't know what's going on. Anyway, enough technical stuff on computers, I guess. I might reboot and see how it comes in after the show ends. So I'm just going to wrap up now and we'll resume the rest of it another night. Michael, what have we got here? Silly question, but you try different USB ports. Oh, it's Bluetooth. It doesn't come with a USB dongle. Else, I don't think it would have been a problem. My last mouse was Wi-Fi USB dongle, and that never was a problem. But Bluetooth, as you know, has problems, especially if Windows 10 decides to muck around with the drivers. Anyway, I'm just wondering if it corrupted something, and even though it's got the channel 1 selected, it didn't release it until I done channel 3. But if I go back to channel 1, will it find it again? I'm not going to take the risk. Anyway, if it's working now, don't fix it if it's not broke, Well, there is clearly stuff up there on the search there. So, is that working? Well, the highlighter stopped again. Oh yeah, it's working. Cool, I'm just going to wind off and say goodnight to you guys. Not sure how long I'll stay up and upload it to Alt Media. Maybe do that in the morning. Good night all, and hopefully this works. And don't be a hater. We're on the prison planet. I see Gabba didn't join us tonight, so I don't know. Maybe he's gaming. I think I told him. Certainly posted it everywhere. Where's the end button?